Hi guys, so I'm going to read showcase number 13. So before I start the video, I'm sorry about the Avengers video I made, Avengers number 4, I think it was. I messed up the title. I thought it was number 5, but it was number 4. But yeah, I corrected it after. But anyway, so this is the first appearance of Mr. Element, later to be known as Dr. Alchemy. He's one of the Flash's villains. He changed his name in his second appearance to Dr. Alchemy. In this, he's known as Mr. Element. But he's in the second story in this comic. But Showcase presenting the Flash. No matter how fast I go, this pirate torpedo keeps following me. The fastest man alive in around the world in 80 minutes. The Flash. SOS, 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 SOS. How can I answer all these calls for help from all parts of the world and still keep my date with Iris in Central City? So that's supposed to be Central City. It's a misspelling. But Paris, the Sahara Desert, Tibet, and the Pacific Ocean. The Flash, fastest man alive, rockets to those distant places, and in the most astounding adventure of all times, answered startling appeals for help and still whirls around the world in 80 minutes. As Barry Allen and Iris West emerged from the Central City Cinema, what a stunt going around the world in 80 days was when the book was written years ago. Barry, how long does it take to circle the globe now? About 90 minutes, Iris, by space satellite. I wonder how long it would take the Flash, the world's fastest human. Perhaps someday he'll show us. Meanwhile, Mr. Barry Allen, even if you are an absent-minded scientist, try to move faster than a turtle and meet me on time tomorrow. I promise not to be late again this time, Iris. Back at his office, in the police lab. That radio reception watch I've been working on for months is picking up a police signal. Hope the bugs are finally ironed out of it. It's like ting, ting, ting. Scotland Yard calling... That's more of a ire. I gotta practice a Scotland Yard calling 3Y. Signal 10 already investigated. Resume normal patrol. Over. This is 3Y. Message received. Over. It's working. Now I can keep in touch with the battle of the police against crime. All over the world. I wonder what sensational signals I'll be picking up. The next day. It's almost noon. I'm supposed to meet Iris at Plaza Fountain for lunch at 1:30. It's only 20 minutes from here, but I'll leave now to give me plenty of time. Suddenly, ding, ding, ding. The watch is picking up a police signal. I wonder where from. Paris suit calling all patrols. Surround Eiffel Tower. Paris is threatened. Emergency. Something catastrophic is about to happen there. I must help. Snapping the spring lock on his ring exposes Barry's costume to the inflating oxygen. In an instant, the scientist dons the world-celebrated costume of his secret identity as the Flash, the world's fastest human. I've got 80 minutes, plenty of time to find out what's happening in Paris, and to return before I'm late with my date with Iris. At blinding speed, Flash rockets towards Plaza Fountain. There's Iris, taking candid shots for her feature story on the fountain, whirling past at a velocity no human eye can perceive. See you in 80 minutes for lunch, beautiful. Funny, it wasn't windy anywhere, except just around me. The Scarlet Speedster's vibrations propel him across the Atlantic at a fraction of the speed of the fastest rocket. I'm picking up another signal. Paris Solis calling all patrols. Maintain strict radio silence from now on.
Last news of what happened in the Eiffel Tower leaks out, causing citywide panic.
A final burst of speed by the world's fastest human, and, whoa, the traffic here is worse than in Times Square. Well, there's the Eiffel Tower. In front of the dizzy heights of the world's most famous tower, Flash overhears,
Le Chat Noir is on his way to the top on an elevator.
That criminal diabolique threatens to hurl a bomb, an atom bomb, down from the tower, if anyone approaches him.
Unseen, the human comet whirls past the police cordon. The Black Cat, the criminal they've been speaking about, is a live atom bomb. No wonder he's a threat to the city. At jet speed, the Scarlet Speedster hurls up the spidery framework in pursuit of the ascending elevator.
If La Chat Noir even drops that bomb by accident, this mighty tower would collapse like a pile of matchsticks.
Do not think of that, mon ami.
In a fraction of a second, Flash rockets 984 feet to the top, where he finds,
Monsieur Flash, you will save me from the villainous Le Chat Noir. The celebrated Monsieur Flash will be scratched by my atomic claw if he but moves in a single step in my direction. Ha ha!
Anything can make him drop that atom bomb, and if he does, this whole city will go up in fireworks. As the menacing villain moves forward,
Back, Monsieur Flash! Back, or I throw this!
I can't cross him. The first move I make against him will trigger the explosion. Flash is first forced back, step by step, until...
Monsieur Flash, we're falling off the edge. Imbecile! His speed avails him not when he matches wits against the Black Cat of Paris.
Even as he hurtles down, the world's fastest human creates an updraft under him with the vibrations of one whirling hand.
C'est magnifique, Flash. You have fashioned a cushion of air under us, so that we fall softly as feathers.
That's only saving us. Paris is still threatened by the Black Cat. With his free hand, Flash immediately vibrates a downdraft under the human atom bomb, which gently draws him downward.
Sacre bleu! Once I can open my hand, I will drop the bomb!
If I don't keep him wrapped up inside that downdraft, Paris will still go up like a pinwheel. With the fate of an entire city depending upon his sense of balance, the human comet draws the human atom bomb after him. And then... Oh, okay, that's the end of the dialogue. I got the bomb. Your claws are trimmed, Black Cat. And as the criminal is led away and the bomb is disarmed,
Monsieur Flash, on behalf of all Paris, I thank you.
Suddenly, as nearby Notre Dame tolls the hour, my luncheon date with Iris. Can't be late again. Got to breeze back across the Atlantic. Bong, bong, bong. Suddenly, the radio watch again picks up a police signal.
Desert Patrol K3 calling Cairo Police HQ. Have trailed missing Princess Terra to Khufu Pyramid. Will invest.
Again, the world's fastest human rockets off. The message was cut off. That patrol is in trouble. I've got to help the princess. Moments later, the Scarlet Speedster whirls toward an ancient spectacle.
Help!
A call from atop the pyramid. It must be coming from the princess. As Flash reaches the base of the pyramid, he starts to race up the huge blocks of stone.
It is Flash, tremble El Claw. He will sweep over you like the wind.
Oh, no, that's the girl talking.
It is Flash, tremble El Claw. He will sweep over you like the wind of the desert. El Flash does not know the secret way up here, Princess Terra. He will spend the rest of his life running in the same place. You shall see.
At that moment, the world's fastest human discovers to his dismay that the blocks have been coated with oil. The faster I go, the quicker I slip back. I'm practically standing in one spot. Atop the pyramid, the cunning bandit chief laughs at Flash's dilemma.
Your champion is as helpless as a goat stuck in tar, Princess Terra. Now tell me where you hid the jewels you were taking to Baghdad.
No, I was selling them for money to be used for a children's hospital in our town.
Abandoning his hopeless attempt to scale the pyramid, if I can't go up the pyramid, I'll make the pyramid come down to me. Whirling around the pyramid at incredible speed, Flash's vibrations tumble the huge rocks from their places. Deftly, he reaches out.
You are swifter than the desert hawk, El Flash. Not only have you swept the bandits off their feet, handsome one, but me too.
But the human comet's job is not finished, for as he races around the gigantic heap of blocks, and what took years to build, he erects in a few seconds, leaving the bandits in the hands of the arriving desert police.
Must you depart so soon, Flash of my heart?
Sorry, Princess. I have a luncheon date in Central City. I've got about 40 minutes to get back across the ocean, and... Suddenly, Flash's watch broadcasts another appeal. Lookout station at Mount Everest calling. We are in the path of a gigantic avalanche. All is lost unless... Space crumbles before the human comet as he turns eastward to the towering heights of Tibet. There is a lookout station. To the very heart of the avalanche, Flash whirls like a supersonic snowplow, until the tremendous friction of his speed. I melted the snow to water. Now, the station is threatened by a tidal wave. Back hurtles the Scarlet Speedster with such tremendous friction that, thank goodness, the water has turned to steam. Anyway, I won't be delayed here by a girl. But when the rescued lookout leaves the station...
My life is in your hands, Scarlet Whirlwind.
Thanks, but I've got 20 minutes to keep a date in Central City. Eastward, across the Pacific, races the fastest man on Earth. SOS, SOS, this is the Viking, carrying gold bullion. We are being attacked by a pirate sub. Another signal coming in. I won't listen. I don't want to be late for my date with Iris. But the human comet cannot resist the appeal for help, and turns in the direction of the distress signal. There's the sub. It's already loosed a torpedo at the ship. Instantly, Flash roars across the torpedo's path. It's Flash! He's made the torpedo swerve away from us. But now, the Scarlet Speedster discovers, can't shake this torpedo. The faster I go, the faster it goes. Only a matter of time before it hits me. In desperation, Flash rockets underwater. There's the pirate sub that fired the torpedo, and it's still on my track. Frantically, the Scarlet Speedster claws upward for air. Sub couldn't get out of the way of its own torpedo. Coming to the surface, the human comet is thanked by the ship's captain.
Why not come aboard, Flash? I've got a fast ship. Today is Tuesday. We'll reach San Francisco.
Tuesday? I left Monday. In my tour across the world, I lost a day. Back into Central City zooms the fastest man on Earth, changing to his other identity. I missed my date with Iris by a day. Huh? There she is. She'll never forgive me. And then...
So you got here in time after all, Barry. I'll use your picture to finish off my article. You'll see yourself in Tuesday's edition. Tomorrow.
Tuesday? Tomorrow? I forgot. By crossing the international date line from west to east, I regained the day that I lost. I made it. I went around the world in 80 minutes.
See? Isn't it easy to keep an appointment if you give yourself plenty of time?
Yes. Now the second story.
The Flash. Farewell, Flash. Now there's no one on earth to stop me. It was the most astonishing duel ever fought on Earth. On one side was a scientific criminal, armed with the elements of nature as his weapons, while on the other side was the Flash, who found to his dismay that not even his vaunted super speed was a match for the criminal's elemental arsenal. Master of the elements. In the fashionable Palladium jewelry store in Central City, clerks and customers alike stare aghast. What is it? Who is it? Into the exclusive shop, a fantastic figure has stepped. You are about to witness a momentous event, the initial robbery of Mr. Element. I deliberately chose as my victim a place named for one of my favorite elements, Palladium. Argon, Radon, keep them covered, while I proceed to amass our glittering loot. Meanwhile, a telephone is picked up by a clerk in the rear room of the store. Police, we're being robbed. This is the Palladium jewelry store. And not far away, Barry Allen, police laboratory scientist, goes to meet his date, reporter Iris West.
There's Barry, late again. He's the slowest thing on 2 feet.
I'm late, but I can't put on a burst of speed now, or Iris would guess that I'm the Flash. Huh? Robbery at the Palladium jewel store. Proceed at once. Strangely garbed gang. That sounds like a job for the Flash. But how can the Flash appear while Iris is watching me?
A robbery at the Palladium. I've got to get over there and cover it for my paper. Come on, Barry. For once in your life, hurry it up.
All right, Iris. But the slow and lazy scientist lags behind.
This could mean a scoop for Picture News.
I've got to change to my Flash uniform and get going. And I think I know how to do it without arousing Iris's suspicions. In a twinkling, Barry sets up a small whirlwind by rapidly circling. The dust of the city whirled at super speed makes a convenient screen. It'll last just long enough for my purpose. Out of the ring on Barry's finger, a tiny scarlet costume springs at his touch, inflating rapidly. And then a split second later...
Odd, how that wind came up when it was so still. Gosh, where's Barry? I guess I went too fast for that slowpoke.
Soon, at the Palladium... Mr. Element, look, it's the Flash! What's delayed you, Flash? I've been expecting you. But then, as the Scarlet Speedster attempts to reach his tantalizing new foe, a mysterious force restrains him. You've neglected one element in your calculations. Flash, farewell. What's holding me back? I can't move. Yet there doesn't seem to be anything here. Suddenly, the opening door causes a change in light, and Flash sees... Looks like glints of gold wire stretch across the corridor. Exactly. Gold is the one element that can be stretched out so thin it becomes almost invisible. Editor's note. This quality is due to the scientific fact that gold is the greatest malleability of all elements. And when the fastest man alive, at last, bursts through the golden barrier, gone. Mr. Element seems to have bested me this time. But I have a strong hunch we'll meet again soon. In the extraordinary underground hideout of Mr. Element. But boss, you said we divide the loot evenly. Precisely, Krypton. Half goes to me, half all to all of you. I've named you 6 underlings after the 6 innate elements, because you can't make a move without me. Now, if you think you can do better on your own...
No, Mr. Element. We're satisfied the way things are.
Do you think I became what I am by accident? Listen, and I'll explain a few things to you. When I resolved on my criminal career, I knew that one thing alone might help keep me from complete success. The Flash. Even as a boy, I had always been fascinated by the chemical elements.
All precious things are elements. Diamond is pure carbon. And then there's gold, silver, platinum.
When I grew up and became involved in crime, I profited by my boyhood reading. I can only succeed as a criminal if I defeat the Flash, and there's only one way I can do that. By elements. The elements contain the answer to everything, even to the Flash. I shall gain complete mastery over the elements. I carried out my idea with my usual thoroughness, secured an adequate hideout, and designed my own uniform. Life is based on carbon, so my emblem shall be the model of a carbon atom. Elements are found in rocks, so my headquarters shall be among these underground rocks. To inhale only pure oxygen, I wear this atmosphere filter. As the master of the elements finishes, and as you saw from our first caper, I am fully prepared to deal with our enemy, the Flash. I have already planned our next encounter. Krypton, Xenon, Argon. Listen closely, all of you. Not long afterward, as a crimson whirlwind speeds through the city. I've been hoping to catch the amazing Mr. Element red-handed, but so far I've had no luck.
Huh? A light in the building of the Harrow Mining Company. At this time of night?
Disdaining ordinary means, the human comet uses his extraordinary speed to dash up the outside of the building. I read that the Harrow Company had received a huge supply of the element platinum yesterday. That could be the bait that drew Mr. Element here. What, what's that number? 3 and, it's a fraction. 3/1 millionths of a second later, inside the office. Sounds like something going on behind that wall. I'll go through it at super speed, and catch whoever it is behind it by surprise. Creak, creak. But as the Flash sprints at the wall, my super swiftness isn't carrying me through. This wall is stopping me. Is that you, Flash? My men have already left with the loot. I stayed behind to show you how futile your efforts are to catch me.
Mr. Element!
Of course. The reason you can't get through the wall is that I have sprayed it with vanadium, the hardest of all metallic elements. I'm leaving now, Flash. See you at my next job. There must be a way for me to get at him. Wait. Heat, intense heat, can melt any metal. By rapidly rubbing my heat-proof glove against this vanadium, the heat raised by the friction will melt the metal. Scant seconds later, when the melting point of vanadium, 710 degrees centigrade, has been reached, the Flash dashes through the wall opening. Flash! How? Elementary, Mr. Element. I'll explain on our way to jail. As the surprised criminal is hustled off towards police headquarters, After I get you behind iron bars, Mr. Element, I'm going after your henchmen and put them with you. You haven't got me there yet, Flash. Suddenly, crossing Central's river bridge. Huh? What's that you dropped? Wait a moment, Flash, and I'll explain. Then, an explosion! Of course. What else did you expect when my special sodium pellet hit water? The element sodium explodes in contact with water. When the Flash recovers, gone. I had Mr. Element, and he slipped through my fingers. As the days go by, and the Master of Elements shows increasing daring in his forays, I was lucky the other night. Since then, whatever section of town I cover, Mr. Element manages to appear somewhere else. In his underground laboratory, the master criminal devises new uses for elements. My special liquid makes iron rust so fast that I can stick my hand right through this thick safe. This special magnesium flare will prevent anyone from seeing what I am doing. Bullets bounce off this superglass, made with the element silicon. I'll use it on my getaway car. Pew, pew, bam. In a restaurant one evening, Iris West finally corners Barry Allen.
Barry, what is the matter with you lately? Your mind seems a million miles away.
It's just something I can't talk about.
Eh? What are you so jumpy about? It's just some fireworks.
They're forming letters, like a neon sign. An element. That must mean... Then, as the entire city looks up, an incredible message appears in the sky. Flash! When we meet again, tonight it will be the last time for you, Mr. Element. It's a warning and challenge that Mr. Element is going to strike tonight. Iris, the thing that's been on my mind has given me a headache.
And you want to be excused for the evening. All right, take me home. I'll give you an iron tonic.
She doesn't even know what she's saying. Even the name of an element, like iron, makes me wince. As the Scarlet Speedster once again scours the city for his foe. It shouldn't take long to find Mr. Element. Not after hurtling that challenge at me. Sure enough, Flash soon spies his quarry. The contest is about to begin, with every element stacked in my favor. Then, as the world's fastest human hurtles toward his archenemy, what's happening to me? I'm using an element of speed to defeat you, Flash. I have discovered this new element that I call Elemento. It is a form of magnetic light. The light beams holding me in a magnetic grip, propelling me faster and faster. Then, as Mr. Element shoots his Elemento beam skyward, farewell, Flash. Now there's no one on Earth to stop me. Into space speeds the helpless Flash, still accelerating. If I attain escape velocity, I'll never be able to get back to Earth. Editor's note: escape velocity, 7 miles a second, is the speed necessary for an object to break loose from the gravitational pull of Earth. I'm heading in the direction of the moon. If I hit it, it'll be my finish. If I miss it, I'll continue traveling through space forever. Then, as Mr. Element chuckles at his triumph over the Flash, ha 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 ha! By this time, he should be flying towards Mars.
It'll be a lark pulling our jobs without the Flash bothering us.
Suddenly, from out of space,
Boss, look! The Flash?
Slowed down by the Earth's atmosphere, the Scarlet Speedster lands on Earth and tackles his foes. As the disgruntled Master of the Elements and his minions are rendered unarmed and helpless, Flash, you have defeated me, but tell me, how did you manage to avoid disaster in space? As I hurtled off the Earth, I realized that there were 3 possible things that could happen to me. First, I could have a fatal collision with the moon.
The second possibility was that by passing the moon and traveling forever through space, that would have meant my finish too. But as I sped toward the moon, I realized that there was another possibility. I might make a curve around the moon, the way a comet circles the sun. And that's what I did. By vibrating myself, I managed to get caught in the moon's gravitation. I was swung completely around the satellite. And now I'm heading straight back to Earth, just like a comet heads back where it has come from after circling the sun. Of course, traveling at the speed of light, this entire occurrence lasted less than a minute, and by holding my breath in airless space, I managed to survive. Now, Mr. Element, off to jail. As the Scarlet Speedster was about to herd his captives off, "You're pretty confident, aren't you, Flash? But for all you know, I might have one last trick in reserve, such as a special radium bomb, worked by the hands of... My wristwatch!" Looking for this, Mr. Element? I noticed the peculiar glow of this dial, so I removed it from your wrist, at super speed a moment ago. Next evening, as Barry the Flash Allen visits Iris.
Well, the capture of Mr. Element made a good story for my paper, Barry. But I sure wish I knew how the Flash handled an amazing villain like that. Of course, a stick in the mud like you wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, I guess there's an element of truth in what you say, Iris. And the end. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.